Welcome back to WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show. It's time now for your questions. We'll ask the manager right here and see what he comes up with some good ones this week. We'll start it off with STW40316433 via Twitter. It almost sounds like a social security number or phone number. I don't know what it is. Anyway, at one time, Old Timers Day invited back Yankee opponents. Which 5 opponents all time would you love to see at Old Timers Day?
5 opponents. Wow. I think you have to go with the history of the Yankees. So maybe you do the Red Sox, you do the Dodgers, you do the Cardinals, maybe you do the Phillies just because it was so recent we played them in the World Series. And I'm not sure who the other team would be. Maybe someone they had matched up a few times in the World Series, but I think teams that they matched up in the World Series against would be great. Atlanta Braves.
Any one player that you still think to this day would get booed, an opposing player? Or all of them?
Well, I don't think so. It just depends if we were victorious in those World Series. That might be the only way. If we weren't, they might get booed.
We're moving on to JV99CYE via Twitter. What's your favorite city to visit during the season and why?
That's a great question. You know, there's really a lot of good cities, and I probably judge cities different than most people. I judge cities on how convenient it is for me to get my breakfast and to go work out. I mean, that's really kind of...
The morning coffee, I know that's big for you.
So I really enjoy going out and playing the Angels. The hotel's great. The little town that we stay in is great. I've always enjoyed that. I kind of enjoy going out to the West Coast in the summer because it's cooler and you get a break from the heat.
The next one coming from Yankee Stacy 127. Hey Joe, if you were on the other end of a no-hitter or perfect game and late in the game there was a close play, would you challenge it if it was clearly in your favor?
Absolutely, because you still have a chance to win the game. I think you always have to believe that you have a chance to win the game. Kind of like, you know, we were down to our last out the other night and we end up getting a big 3-run homer. We get a couple guys on. We have one guy on with 2 outs and we're down 2 runs and we come back and win that game. So of course you have to.
Even if it's like 8-0 in the ninth?
Oh, you always got to believe you have a chance. I mean, that's why we compete.
And Alan from Orlando via email writes, when catching David Cohn's perfect game, did you tell him about the perfect game and what he had going, or did you stay away from him like everyone else on the team?
Stayed away, just like I always did. I never really talked to a starting pitcher a whole lot during the game unless I felt like we had to make some adjustments. And usually you would do that when you were on the field. You go out and say, I think we need to do this or that. Because we had our game plan, and they would go in their little area and be nice and cool, and we were out on the field working, and we left them alone.
What was that moment like?
Oh, it was tremendous. I mean, to me, it had the feeling of winning a huge postseason game, winning a World Series, because of what he had meant to our organization. The chance that he had in '96 when he came back from his aneurysm, had a no-hitter through 7th, and we had to take him out because it was his first start back after about 3 months. So it meant a lot.
And what did David Cohn say to you after that game?
Oh, he just gave me a big hug. And Coney meant so much to my career here because Coney was the one that really stuck up for me when I first got here because I replaced Mike Stanley, who was a fan favorite. And Coney was in my corner and always supported me, so it meant a lot.